Well, yesterday you would have heard from the Bible Project and the overview of the book of Numbers. And so hopefully that's helpful. And I really like what the Bible Project does with these overview videos and helping us to see the bigger picture. We're so often used to dealing with maybe just a few chunks of verses or maybe a chapter, sometimes maybe two or more chapters, but just looking at the whole thread of a book. Um, it's helpful. And so again, hope you're finding that helpful. Let me know just if there's anything more that we can be doing to help you as we're walking through the Bible, just to understand the big picture as we look at the little pieces as we go. Today, just want to kind of make some comments related to Numbers chapters 1 and 2. Again, it's part of where this book gets its name. The nation is numbered, a census. And this is happening about 1 year after the Exodus. They've been at Mount Sinai, and in that time, they've been hearing through Moses, God giving different laws and regulations, the book of Leviticus in particular. And most kind of scholars estimate that with the count of the military aged men being around the 600,000 mark, the nation as a whole likely would have been around 2 million or so. And I want to make this comment just to, again, help shape our thoughts here as we look at this book and we look at what God is doing here from Exodus through Deuteronomy. And then as we'll go forward into the nation of Israel when after they enter the promised land. Entering the promised land wasn't just about God giving his people land, a place to be. It was also, in a way, giving that land his people. What I mean by that is God wasn't just giving land just to give land and just to give his people a place. He was looking to shape a people so that they would be a blessing to the land they would inhabit and to the nations and the peoples surrounding them or who would be interacting with them. Remember, going back to promise of Abraham, I will make you a blessing to the nations. I mean, the descendants of Abraham through the line of Isaac and Jacob were going to be a blessing to the other nations. Exodus chapter 19, God talking about the nation called to be a nation of priests, again, a light to the nations. And so this year that has passed between Exodus to now Numbers 1 was the beginning of that shaping process centered around the tabernacle, because that was the place where God resided. And that's why the tabernacle was at the center. That's why the Levites and the priests were the first group, the first tribe surrounding the tabernacle. God was at the center. And so this numbering of people is in part about military strength, but it's really more about, well, this is the size of the land that was going to be needed, and kind of it was bigger tribes, bigger plot of land. And we see that as we go forward in this book and into Joshua. Again, 12 tribes. In reality, it's 13 tribes because the Levites weren't given land in particular. They were given little spaces here and there throughout the area where the other 12 tribes were. And again, why the 13th tribe? If you remember back in Genesis, Jacob, who God renamed Israel, took Joseph, one of his 12 sons, and adopted basically both of them, Ephraim and Manasseh. And so there's no tribe of Joseph because essentially Joseph kind of got removed from the inheritance part and it was passed down split. So in a way, Joseph had a double share. Israel was tribal in organization, built around the, if we think immediate family, extended family, clan, tribe, 12, 12 tribes, the nation. Because of the tribal nature of Israel, having appointed clear leadership is important. Who's talking to who? How are you communicating between the tribes? Having some kind of, I mean, that's part of what leadership is for and part of why you have organizational structure. Where do the lines of communication go to keep things running smoothly? And so all these thoughts and things are kind of contained or kind of practical kind of applications for the people in that day. But here's a thought I want to leave us with for today. God was at the center of all of it. That's part of the symbolism. If you remember the Bible Project video from yesterday, God was at the center. And that should be true for us today. Whether it's, immediate family, extended family, clan, we don't think in quite those same terms. But that's not the issue for us. Where is God at the center of our lives today? At the center of wherever we go with God, not just leading us, but present within us. And so, how can you today remind yourself, develop a posture of God, you're at the center of everything I do. Help me to reflect you in all things. As you look to do that, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you. May the Lord be gracious to you today. And would you know his peace? God bless.